Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Carla Palmer Show. You guys, I am so sorry that I'm a tad bit late. Amir and I are having some technical difficulties getting him onto the show. So he's on the phone right here. Say hi, Amir.
Hello, hello.
So Amir's on the phone and he's still trying to get in the seat to actually do the show with me. But I didn't want to keep you guys any longer. So I went ahead and started the broadcast. So while Amir is still trying to get on, we're having some trouble with the link. I want you guys to please invite and share with your network so that they can come on to this really great discussion today about vision boards. And I'll introduce myself in just a second. So give me a second. I'm still working with Amir. We're trying to get this situated. But as we are working through this, and praying that he gets a chance to get in the seat, I want you guys to just, please invite and share, bring your friends on so that we can talk about vision boards and what we see for ourselves in 2019. Okay, so give me a second. I also want to apologize. My glasses, I lost them. So I found these glasses around the house and they are broken. So today is just one of those days, but it is a good example of how you just keep on moving forward regardless of what's going on or what's trying to cause things to not run smoothly. We're going to move forward with broken glasses and technical difficulties because we are going to create visions for ourselves for 2019 that are going to be amazing. Okay, so give me just a second. Amir, how's it going on your end?
Still not able.
Okay, still not able. So Amir is probably just going to be a phone buddy today on this broadcast, and that's okay. That's okay. So I want to go ahead and introduce myself. Hopefully you guys can see me. I am not able to share. Let me see if I can share on my Facebook. Hold on one second. Give me a second. I appreciate your patience so much. So much. I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday too. I hope you had an awesome Sunday. I had a good workout today. So that was amazing. Fitness is amazing. Amir, I see you coming on. I see you. I see you. I see you. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Ah, we did it. So Amir is coming on. Hi.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm getting you off the phone now. Okay, hold on. That's crazy. I was like, well, Amir's going to be on the phone. We're going to do the show like this, as bootleg as it would have been.
Absolutely.
Okay. Woo. God.
Under all circumstances, you must persevere.
You must persevere. I was like, this is going to work at some point. Hey, what's going on, Celeste? Yes, today has been good. Darrell, I'm so glad that today has been good. Thank you to everyone who is coming into the room. I see you guys coming in. Hello to all the viewers. Again, we apologize for being late. Yay, it worked. Yes, Darrell, it worked. Amir, Darrell is a faithful participant in my show, so I love him so much. And let me introduce myself. So you guys, my name is Carla. I am Carla Palmer. This is my show. This is the Carla Palmer Show. And I created this show to help people just move forward and closer to optimal wellness. So about 10 years ago now, 10 years ago exactly, I was successful with weight loss. And when I became successful with my weight loss journey, I lost over 50 pounds. What I started to realize throughout that journey was that it's not just about weight loss. It's about like reaching optimal wellness in other areas of your life. And there are several different areas, different dimensions of wellness. And let me see if I can remember them all. There's spiritual wellness, there's social wellness, environmental, emotional, physical, intellectual, and occupational. Those are the 7 dimensions of wellness. And so as I was losing weight and as I was on that journey, I just started to get more connected with those different areas and realize that a holistic approach to wellness is necessary for you to actually be successful in life, to be wealthy in all of these different areas, equal optimal wellness. And so there's always an area that we need to be working on. Nothing is always going to be perfect in all of those areas. And so some areas will need more attention than others. And I think that this is a great topic, optimal wellness when it comes to wealth creation and creating a vision board. So I have my guest here. His name is Amir Alahi. Amir, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You and I have been friends for many years now. Oh my gosh, I can't even count how many at this point. But Amir and I met several years ago, and he used to come and talk to our kids. I work with foster youth, so he used to talk to our foster youth about, he was like a life coach, right? You were doing some mentorship with them. You were doing career workshops with them. And so, you know, I actually used Amir as well for some of my own professional growth and development. And so I thought he would be the perfect person to do this workshop with me. And so, Amir, would you like to say anything else about yourself?
Well, I'm excited, Carla, about just being number one on your show. So thank you for having me on your show. It really is a pleasure. And I absolutely, so I'll give homage to the host. I'm absolutely amazed at how you've actually grown. I think that when we met, this forum and you being in front of a camera,
no, sir,
doing the show was not even a remote possibility in your mind. So I absolutely want to just give big kudos, big ups to you for literally not only taking what we discussed and your desires and your dreams and really acting on them. And so I'm excited to be here, just as I almost want to watch instead of participate.
No. We need you. We need your voice. We need your insight. I want to say hi to Isaac. He just said hello. So, hey, Isaac, I am excited to see you here. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for joining. Welcome to the show. So, you guys, we are going to keep this show at 40 minutes. We started 5 minutes late, so we're going to end the show at, what is that, 5:35. All right. I mean, 5:50. Wait, am I saying it right? No, 5:45. 5:45. Yeah, I can't do math. That ain't my strong suit. Anyway, so I want to get started on the topic for today. The topic for today is vision boards. And I think that this is such an important piece of success. Now, there are so many videos out there. What does a vision board look like? What does it mean to create one? Why you should create one? Why you shouldn't create one, right? So there are all these like pros and all of these cons and all of these different ways, and some contradict other ways. So what Amir and I are going to do is share what we do to create vision boards and how they serve us. And then you can take this information and kind of tweak it and make it your own and make it, you know, fit what you need to fit, how it needs to fit in your life. Right, Amir? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's just start off by talking about what a vision board is. And I'll share what I think a vision board is. And then Amir can kind of share what he thinks a vision board is. And for me, a vision board is taking what's in your mind, how you envision your life, how you see yourself outside of where you currently are, like the goals that you have for yourself. And I do mine in a year. So there's a vision board and then there's a dream board. On your vision board, on my vision board, I set out what I would like to achieve for that year. So I do my vision boards on an annual basis, right? And so annually, what do I see myself doing in that year? And then my dream board, if I were to create one, and I haven't actually created a dream board, but I think that sometimes I do have little dreams, like things like throughout my vision board for the year. And that's because I just transfer them over to the next board for the next year. And so like, I look at that, I look at my year and I say, okay, what do I want to manifest in my life for 2019? Because we're in 2018 going into 2019. And with that, I start to like write down things that I want for myself. And then I look in magazines or I go on the internet, however I want to get those photographs or those words and images, however I want to get those things that align with my thoughts for myself for that upcoming year. That's what I do. So Amir, how about you?
Well, mine is very similar. And I literally start with my dream board first. And my dream board is a little bit longer than 12 months. I work backwards into it and say, okay, how do I, in order to get this part of the dream board, it may take me 5 years to achieve one particular thing that is there. But then I break it down and go, okay, over the next 5 years, what do I have to do every year in order to get closer to that? So I don't show up on my 2019 board as part of what it is that you need to do. And the other thing, I love your definition of where do I want to be at the end of 2019 versus where I am at the beginning.
Right.
So those are the things that you literally are creating. I think the other thing that is so important is that it is not a taskmaster.
Right.
Meaning that so some things may slide, and some things you may not be able to achieve or pull off 100%.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that you've missed it or you're a failure, and you must not beat yourself up if you're not able to literally do all of the things that you set out to do.
Right. I agree. And so I like that you said that you can't beat yourself up, but you really do have to work towards those things that are on there, and you have to be very intentional. And so that's what the purpose of the board is to help you. It's to help you focus. It's to help you create a ritual. Like for me in the mornings, I get up, I have to walk past my vision board because where I put it on my mantle in my bedroom. And so I have to walk past it. It's at eye level. It's not too low. It's not too high. It's right there at eye level. And I walk past, and before I go all the way past it, I look at it. It may be not even a full minute, but I'm looking at it every day. And I'm seeing the words and the images that are on there. And I'm telling you, those things manifest themselves. And what I want to do in a second, I took everything off of my board for 2018, but I left a couple of items on there because I want people to see a few things that have manifested, for myself, like through this year. But what I want to say, as far as like, what do you need to create a vision board? You need a board. You can use a poster board. You can use a cork board. You just need a board, and you need to make it bigger than an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I think, that's all you have, and use that. But I would say to make it a little bit bigger, so that you can kind of make it like a little colorful, make it pop a little bit, and you have space to put the things that you want to put on there. You need a pair of scissors. You need some glue or some tape. And you need a quiet space with some happy music that makes you feel good, music that makes you like, to feeling like, oh, I can do that. I don't care if it's a song from Rocky or whatever, something that's very inspirational, or maybe it's your favorite artist who has positive music. I mean, I love me some Sam Smith, but I'm not about to be playing Sam Smith while I'm doing my vision board.
Please don't.
I'm not gonna say he can't get no space in my vision board making process. I'm sorry, but he's not the happiest person. I'm not gonna play Billie Holiday like that. Those are not the people that I'm gonna play, even though I really love their music. So I maybe, play something a little more inspirational, like an India Arie or something like that, or some gospel music, things that are gonna make me feel like, oh, I can do this, and I'm about to bring it in 2019. So what would you say, Amir? Would I leave out anything? Did I forget anything important?
No, I think one of the other things that I would just add there would just be accountability. So I think the challenge that we have a lot of times is when we are sharing, we are very reluctant to share our goals. And so one of the things that we have to do is find that person or people that you trust,
right,
and share with them maybe even a snapshot of what it is, and then give them permission to check up on you as you go past it. So there may be someone, as I would reach out to you, Carla, and go, okay, so are you recognizing your vision board as you pass it every morning, or are you just breezing past it? Are you looking at it? So having a person or people that you trust in your life to hold you accountable to your dream board. So they may not get a copy of it, but they may have certain aspects of it.
Yeah. Because some people don't want people all in their business. And I would also caution people about sharing it to the right people, because some of us, when we think about the 7 dimensions of wellness, social, emotional, like who are those people who are going to support you and cheer you on? And who are those people who are going to be the naysayers and saying, I don't know why you got that on there. You ain't never been able to do it all these other years. I don't know why you think all of a sudden in 2019, anything's going to be any different. So make sure you're showing it to the people who are going to embrace that with you and cheer you on and help you believe that those things are going to come to fruition in your life, right? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I said people you trust. You absolutely got to trust them.
So let's talk about the process. Now, I was going to actually make a vision board. Amir and I were going to make our vision boards with you guys today. And then what we realized is that you can't really make a vision board in 40 minutes. You can't. I wouldn't encourage that. Right. So what we're going to do is talk through the process so that this week, I want to stress this week, because we don't want to go into 2019 without our boards completed. So I would like to say, after this broadcast, and hopefully you guys have already gotten your materials, because I was encouraging you to get the materials throughout the week on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I was encouraging you to do that. So hopefully you already have those materials. And if not, that's totally fine. You're going to get them tomorrow. Wink, wink. And you're going to, spend some time creating your vision board this week so that it's done. And if you would like to share it, email me. Let me see your vision board. Let me give you some kudos and some support there. So you can email me this week, or inbox me, I should say, this week on the Carla Palmer Show. Let me see your board. And that's also some accountability that you got it done. So you have your space, you have your materials. First thing I would want to do, and Amir can share what he would want to do, is I want to look at the different areas of my life that I need to work on, or that I want to grow in. I'll use, for example, my job. Okay. So that's occupational wellness, right? It's one of the 7 dimensions of wellness. So if I look at my job and I say, okay, I'm a fundraiser. So for those of you who don't know, I do fundraising for a nonprofit. It's called United Friends of the Children. If you ever want to give, just go to the website and give. But it's a great organization that works with foster youth in LA County. So I'm tasked with meeting with corporate partners and community partners and getting money for the organization, money in kind donations and all of that. So for me, this year, you guys, I'm going to set a big goal for myself. For 2019, I want to bring in over $1 million as a fundraiser for my part, not as a team. We have a huge operating budget, but for me, I want to have a goal of bringing in over $1 million for United Friends of the Children, me solely in my role in that team. So does that make sense, Amir? Was that pretty clear?
No, that's perfect.
And so that's just one example. As far as relationships, right? So maybe like the social part of being well, maybe I want to, go out with friends more, spend more time with friends, and like balance out that work-life balance and have more enjoyable moments with people in my life who I really care about. So maybe that would be something that I would put on my vision board, spend time with friends one time a week or one night a week, right? Be a little bit specific about that. And then, put that on my vision board and have that happen each week, and be intentional about when that will happen. Because I get really caught up with fitness. I get caught up with working my job and then doing my business, the Carla Palmer Show, the GYSB movement. And so like a lot of times my friends get marginalized, and I need friendships, and I have really great friends that I should probably spend a little bit more time with. So those are just 2 examples of, how I might start to create my vision board and things that I might want to think about. One other thing that I want to say is about financial health, right? So being healthy financially, I may want to look at, hey, maybe I want to save this amount of money a month, or maybe by the end of the year, I want to have this amount of money saved or invested in something that is important to me, right? I wouldn't necessarily put get out of debt on my board, because I don't necessarily want the word debt on my board. So, you kind of want to watch out for like putting negative words on your board, because those words too will also stick with you. And that is a visual thing that your brain is seeing that too. So you may want to watch how you put that. If you want to reduce your debt, maybe you want to say you want to have financial growth. And in that financial growth, of course, that comes with debt reduction. So I'm going to stop talking and let Amir add.
No, that's really good. And I think the other thing I believe that it's important as well, because when you mentioned the word debt, now, as I was working on 2019, I do have I found a clipping that says we're debt free.
Okay.
And so I'm still going to use that. I love what you said. But the other piece that I think is important, as well as we start creating, and we're talking about the process. So as we start looking at the process, I always share with people, talk about or sit and think about, or maybe even write down your 2018 wins.
I like
because that literally helps you then, because we kind of know what we need to work on, and then we've got some ambition about what we want to improve on in those areas. But I always like to start as the process, go, okay, what did I really just kill it at in 2018? Where are my wins?
Yeah.
Because then I really can accentuate those. And I'm always keeping my wins close to me.
Yeah.
because times are going to get tough. You're going to run into some rough patches where you're not feeling exactly inspired and you're not, feeling on top. But the wins are important, and I keep them close at all times. So that's just another suggestion as you start preparing for the process.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, again, depending on your mental makeup, those people go, oh my gosh, I got to lose weight. I got to save money. I got to get out of debt. I got to do this. I got to do that. And so if you start with the wins piece, then you're looking at it going, well, yeah, but because I won over here, I can do this over here.
I love that. I love that you're saying that, because it really gets rid of the notion of, hey, I need to create New Year's resolutions. And when you think about resolutions, they aren't celebrating wins. What they're doing is looking at 2018 and all the areas that you failed in, all the areas that I gained like 10 pounds. I'm just so fat. I need to get rid of this weight. Right. And so you start off in a negative way because you're not celebrating. You're not looking at your victories. You're really looking at all of the areas where you lost. And so that's why I don't believe New Year's resolutions really stick, because you're not really digging deep and you're not celebrating the things that are really positive and building on those. And also looking at areas that you also need to continue to grow in that, may not have been that great, but just don't focus on that. You're not focusing on that. So I love that you said that. And with that, like I said, I kept a couple of things on my board from last year just so I could show you guys. All right. So the screen is a little small. Amir, can I get rid of you for just a second?
Absolutely.
Get rid of you for just a second. Let me see. Oh, wait, I made you too. Sorry, guys. I'm still learning how to do this. All right. So, oops, that didn't work either. All right. Hold on. Okay. Amir's still there, but you guys can see my board, right? Can you see it, or is it too small?
I can see it.
You can't see it. Okay. So on the board here, I have this lady. She says, feel it, own it, and speak it, right? That's what I put on my board for 2018, because I love public speaking. I really, really enjoy it. And it was really interesting. I put it on the board. I didn't really know how that was going to manifest itself, but I was like, I'm going to be speaking somewhere. And lo and behold, we have our annual gala, our annual fundraising gala every year. And I was asked to speak at the gala on stage, just like this lady here at the podium, right? At the Beverly Hilton Hotel with a whole bunch of people in attendance. And that was my moment. I owned it. I was nervous as all get out, y'all. I was so nervous, but I did it. And it was on my board. And this is something that I saw every day. And somehow, I attracted that. And I was able to do that. So that made me feel so, so awesome. And then here I have success through teamwork. And this is also one of the occupational wellness things that I was working on, because we are a pretty new development team as far as the fundraising aspect goes at the organization. And we're awesome. Success through teamwork. We brought in a lot of money last year. We got out of a deficit. And, we did it as a team. We did it as a great team. We had a lot of great synergy. And I also have here closing deals in high heels. When I go to meetings, I dress up. I dress up for my meetings. And, as a fundraiser, working with corporate partners, I like to make it a mutually beneficial experience for both us and the corporate partner. And so that's why I call it a deal. We're making a great deal that helps some amazing young people. And I'm doing it in my high heels. I'm going in, I'm doing lunch and learns. I'm dressed up. I'm having a really great time connecting. And it's in a very authentic and organic way. And you close deals that way. And lastly, I have here a beautiful mind. And then I have read. Okay. And I was not spending a lot of time reading. This year in 2018, I think I've read 4 or 5 books, and so I put that on my vision board because it was something that I needed to do more of. And honestly, that really informs a lot of your life. When you read and you have intellectual wellness and you're really, really getting centered and you're doing a lot of spiritual growth, because some of those reads might be spiritual books or self-help books, it all makes sense. So all of those different dimensions of wellness, they all inform each other. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was important to show that vision boards, they're not just, oh, I created a board. I put some little pictures on the board and some words, woohoo, ready to. you're putting it on your board, like what my life is going to look like in 2018. And so wanted to share that because I thought it was pretty awesome that some of those things came to life. Amir, did you do a board last year?
I did.
Okay.
Fortunately, I basically wiped mine out for 2018 and start working on 2019. But what I was able to do was keep some of my wins and then enhance them for this year. So 2018, we celebrated my wife, my beautiful, lovely, and amazing, in case she's watching, wife.
Certainly.
And I celebrated 25 years of marriage. And so we literally did the two things that I wanted to do was do more marriage retreats and getaways. And so we had some amazing time away. We got a chance to go to a marriage conference down in Houston, which we absolutely love. And our church put one on. And so that was the goal. One of the goals for 2018 was to spend intentional time away with my bride and be intentional about building. And then the second part of that, which I thought was so amazing to me that came to pass, was so for us, and of course now you've got a young adult.
I do.
And so they literally take up, and we love it, they take up tons of time. And so we're trying to make sure that their lives are going the right direction. And so this was one of those times. I have two daughters.
Yes.
My turned 21 on Friday. So we were saying, okay, what are we going to do?
Right.
We began to actually at least have discussions about kind of what this next chapter looks like and what the empty nest piece of it looks like for us. And again, my goal was not to solve the problem.
Okay.
Literally just to have discussions. And so intentionally over a couple of great coffee sessions, a couple of great date nights, those conversations happened, but it was because it was on my board. And one of the things was it said, speak, I think it said speak about next chapter or next chapter, what's next.
Okay.
And so that was on my board. And so as I continued to see it, then it reminded me, hey, you need to have that conversation. You got to an opportunity. So that was one of the things that, and then as I looked as I started looking at 2019, one of the things that we talk about as you look at the 7 disciplines out of life, well, one of those things that we've discovered is also looking at what's important to you, and then prioritizing those things.
You mean like in the morals and values? Is that what you mean?
So they're the 7 ones that you mentioned, and I don't have them here. They're on my phone, I think.
Yes, social, spiritual, emotional, environmental, physical, intellectual, and occupational.
So how are you going? So this year, my goal is to prioritize those. And so I think that is, as you start talking about process again, how do we actually then say, okay, which ones are we? So the financial one is huge. As we, start looking at retirement, we've got grad school, that's coming up. So then we say, okay, well, that one's got to be a little bit more intentional in terms of priorities.
Absolutely.
And then, with our social piece, again, when you get buried, as you say, I work a lot, I work tons.
Yeah, no.
I'm still working at the church and doing lots of things. And so, we're saying, okay, what couples can we hang out with? Where are we hanging out? And we've got to find opportunities, to bond with, my wife has got some amazing girlfriends, and they have an amazing time.
Yeah.
So being able to do that and find those spaces. And so those are some of the intentional things that we're prioritizing then those 7. So, people go, well, spiritual's at the top. Well, it's always going to be at the top for me.
Right.
Because I'm faith. But as a result of that, then it really is telling me, okay, your financial's got to be a high priority. Your social's got to be a high priority because, we work now. And one of the things that we both, my wife and I, discovered is that because we don't have babies anymore, we don't have like to rush home and go, okay, somebody need something for a project or
or even cooking.
Right. You said, you heard I said eating. So it was just like, okay, you want me to grab something on the way in?
Yeah.
9 o'clock. And so, but watch what that rolls into though. So that rolls right into our physical health, because now as
Oh,
opposed to
wow.
the kids.
Yeah.
The kids can't eat at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
So,
Right.
but if they can't, then why are we doing it? And
Mm.
because they're not babies and they don't need help with homework and last minute Walmart runs for projects and stuff like that, then we're at the office going, are you still at the office? Yeah, I'm at the office. You still at the office? Okay, well, who's eating and what are we doing?
Yeah.
So it literally rolls. We've had some, 11 o'clock, Denny's rendezvous.
Yeah. That's not okay. No,
Oh my God, that is never the vision.
that
So
is,
as we start talking about prioritizing, we also have to look at how they interact and how they connect.
yeah, that's so great. I love it. So we have a question from Erica, and it says, how many goals should you have in each area on your board? And I think this is a great question because vision boards can get a little cluttered and you don't want to look at it and become overwhelmed. There are, again, different schools of thought on how many should be, but one that I saw said that you should have like no more than 2 in each area, like a vision, like an image and maybe a word in those different areas that you're working on or that you're putting on your board. I mean, for me, I like to make my board pretty. And if it's like for me, I have, I cut out a whole bunch of stuff. So I haven't done my board yet, but I have a lot here. But like I have all these words, right? And this is all about like get ready to take on the world. Okay. So maybe I'll put that on there with like a nice photo, and then I'll align that up with something that is related to my occupation, my occupational wellness. So that would be like the goal that I have there for work. And then I'll have, bring in $1 million or be the $1 million whatever, fundraiser for 2019 for United Friends of the Children. So I may put, that might be all that I put there for that goal. Amir, what do you think about how many goals should be in each area on your board?
So it is a very interesting and informative question. And I've recently begun working with a new coach. And so my coach believes in 3s. And so he's really paring me down with each of the sections of my business. It's a business coach.
Okay.
And so he does not allow me to put more than 3 goals in each of the major areas that we're working on.
Okay. Does he want you to put 3, or is that the max?
That is the max.
Okay.
It cannot. In fact, he actually likes the 2 number as well.
Mm-hmm.
He said that, and I agree with him, that it just allows you to focus a lot more or a lot easier. And so even in this case, so I'll maybe jump ahead of answering her question as well. So you may not want to do all 7 of the actual disciplines that are outlined. Maybe
Okay.
5. And then for each of those, then we'll go between the two of us. So we'll use 2 or 3 things for each of those. And I always say, if you get more than three goals in a particular area, then what happens is it's easy not to focus.
Yep. Okay. That's true. And you can get sidetracked too. So what I'm doing now is I'm typing in the dimensions of wellness. She asked if I could put that on the screen.
Okay, yeah.
I will. Hopefully I got all 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. Did it. All right. So those are the 7 dimensions of wellness. And you should look at those and you should see kind of where you need to focus your energy. What I want to say about the vision though. Okay. So what do you want? What do you want for your life? What do you need? And what do you value? Okay. So if you start to think about those things when you're putting together your board, once your board is done and you're seeing it every day, those people and things and invitations to do certain things or to go certain places, you will make informed decisions about your answer to that. Like, do I say yes to this or do I say no to this? Does this align with my values? Does this align with my goals? If you know that you want to be in a better state of health, physically, this year, 2019, maybe you can't go to beer night every Friday. Maybe you can't go get pizza and fries on Mondays and Tuesdays. Maybe you have to find different people to eat lunch with in the cafeteria or in the kitchen at work, because those are your homies that you've been eating burgers with every week, right? And so it's, what is your circle of influence? Your circle of influence should align with the goals and the values and the morals and the whatever you see for yourself. Your friendships or your relationships, if at all possible, they need to be in line with that. Because if they are not, you will get further and further away from the goals and the visions that you have for yourself for 2019. So I want you to really remember that and make those decisions, you know, based on what you say that you want. How do you see yourself? If you see yourself a certain way, hanging out with your girlfriends every night, having wine, hey, I've done that. That's not going to get you any closer to your goals unless you guys are over there talking business. And 9 times out of 10, you're not. You're not. So I'm just saying, like, that's just something that you really, really need to keep in mind. Amir, you have anything else to add to that, about that?
Yeah, I would just add a really good, and so I always live by the begin with the end in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did an exercise recently, and actually it was in another course that I was taking, but it was the fact that we were, and I actually did this with my kids as well. So we literally took an exercise where you were literally given $1 million each day. This is a quick exercise. And then each day you had to spend $1 million, but you couldn't spend it on the same thing that you spent the day before. So people always have this thing, and you see them on Facebook, you know, if you had $1 million, could you? Well, one of the reasons that people, athletes, entertainers, lottery winners, is because I don't begin with the end in mind.
Okay.
And so if you know exactly what it is that you're going to do and what it is that your life looks like, then when you actually are faced with that choice, then it doesn't become a struggle for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does not become. And so you're literally saying, okay, what do I look like 50 pounds lighter?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't even become a struggle. And then who's eating? What restaurants? So as a part of my journey for 2019, I've got to get back to some healthier eating.
You were there, Amir. You were so there.
Yeah. And then making decisions that literally line up with that.
Yeah.
So I've identified some healthy, organic, vegan delivery services and
really?
close. And so now it's not a matter of, you know, again, getting out of here at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock going, what am I going to eat? Well, the decision's already been made.
Yeah.
Here's what happens if you get in this position and it's 7 o'clock or it's late. Here's what you're going to do. And then you start talking about making choices as well. You know, I want to get back to some outdoor stuff. But what happens is I love golf, and I just haven't played. And so I'm getting back, but that means that I can't. I have a good friend of mine who's in a kickball league.
What?
It is an organized kickball league, and she keeps saying, you got to come hang out with us. But if I'm going to do golf, which is nature, serene, there is, you see God's handiwork out there while you're really getting exercise, and you're able to a lot of times be by yourself and develop some relationships. Then kickball, I can't do kickball.
No, you don't
so
remember
the decision is literally made. So I mean, either I'm going to do kickball or golf. My life just doesn't make room for both.
Okay. Okay.
Well, golf checks off a couple of different.
I was going to say.
You're going to call because the season is coming up. You know.
Yeah.
They serious.
Yeah.
They are serious. They have championships and they travel. They have like a big league. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I have got to know where that is. It's probably not
here. I will share it with you, but yeah, I know she's gonna be after me, like, hey, you coming out this? I was like, no.
So
I could choose to, but again, it doesn't really fulfill what it is. And so I've already said, you know, and even for her, I've got an answer. Hey, this year I'm working on A, B, and C. I can do, you know, I'm getting exercise, you know, I'm getting spiritual clearness and things like that. So I'm not going to do kickball. And here's why. I can tell her even that way. So I'm not going to feel bad about it either, about the decision that I've already made. And that's really key. Beginning with the end in mind is really huge your vision board.
And I love that you already have your response, you know, and I think having your responses ready that are not hurtful, but they really are coming back to what you want for yourself has nothing to do with you not wanting to enjoy her and kickball and all of that. It has everything to do with what goals and vision you have for yourself. And if it doesn't align, you're just not going to be able to do it right now. Now, maybe you come out and watch a game, you know, but you're not, maybe you don't get like fully immersed in the league with them. But, you know, I love that you already have your responses planned out. And I think that that's great. If we have our responses planned out for people who are asking us to do things that are not going to serve us well as far as our goals, then it'll make sense. And it's also important, like you said, like share your vision with people. It doesn't have to be every single detail. They don't have to see your full board if you don't want everybody to see your board. But if people know what you are trying to do for yourself, let me change that. If people know what you are going to do for yourself in 2019, then knowing that will help them, you know, maybe ask you a little bit less to do things that are outside of that. So, and you can't, go ahead.
I was going to say, or help support you in reaching the goals that you set for yourself. And again, that's sharing with the right people and understanding who's in your corner, who you can be vulnerable with, and who's going to cheer for you.
Yeah. You guys, I really hate to cut this off, you know, because I'm having such a great discussion with Amir, and we really appreciate you guys being here. But I do like to honor the time that people set aside to be with me. And so 40 minutes is all that we have. I hope that this discussion really got the wheels turning in your head and you are ready to do your vision boards this week. Love you too, Erica. I love you so much. That's my girl, man. I've been friends with her for so many years. Erica, thank you. Jennifer, thank you too. I see your comment as well. I didn't acknowledge that, so I apologize. You made that comment a while ago. But yeah, we've enjoyed really being here with you. If you have questions, you can inbox me. I am not the vision board expert. I just want to put that out there. But I am an expert, like I always say, as far as my health and wellness journey as well. I am an expert in what has worked for me. And I'm continuing to grow and evolve and learn as well. So, but if you have questions, you can ask me. Amir, where can people find you?
Wow. You know, Facebook is probably easiest.
Okay.
And I don't even know. Find me at Amir, Ameer. And the last name is Elahee. And then I think at Instagram, I am AJ Elahi on Instagram.
AJ Elahi?
Mm-hmm.
So AJ ELAHE. That's your Instagram?
Yeah.
Just so people know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be around. That's one of the things I'm committing to, is just to be more officially social.
Okay. All right. So we've got that. And that's a wrap. Amir, thank you so much for joining today.
It is always a pleasure hanging out with you.
It was awesome. I so appreciate you. And you guys, I just want you to know we will not be back next Sunday. The Carla Palmer Show is on hiatus until January 6th. We will be back on January 6th, same time, same place. Please share out this broadcast. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get more people into the broadcast every week. So we're starting back on January 6th, but don't wait till then to share the broadcast. Share this out so people know where they can come and get some really good information. We're going to grow and evolve together in 2019. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I believe that. I hope that you do too. And we will see you guys soon. Right, Amir?
All right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.